to talk. I'm going to talk this week about mental toughness, okay? I know you hear this, it's a buzzword, right? Y'all heard the term mental toughness, you've heard guys talk about it, you've heard that you have to have it to be a good athlete or good in life, or, you know, as you move forward, again, academics, moving on as you start to become an adult and all that good stuff. Mental toughness is something you just have to have. So what is it? You might got kind of an idea of what you think mental toughness is. No, it's a mindset. It's kind of numbing your body and kind of moving toward, again, something, fixing your attitude, which is all stuff. Yeah, that's all part of it. Okay. So when we talk about it, does mental toughness necessarily mean physical toughness? Not necessarily, but do they go together? Yes. A little bit. You've got to have that ability to get knocked down and get back up to be good in athletics, to be good in academics, to be good in the real world, and all that good stuff. You got to be able to do that. But that's not necessarily the big thing we're talking about. With mental toughness, it's a huge part of your attitude. Who controls your attitude? You're the only one. You are the only one that controls your attitude. It's just you. It's not outside influences. It's not your mom. It's not your dad. It's not your big brother. It's nobody else. It's you. You've got to be the one that controls that. So we start talking about this mental toughness. I want to make sure you understand that it's your attitude. It's what you do. It's how you control it, how you respond to things, all that kind of good stuff as we go through here, okay? So mental toughness is an attitude and only you control it. That's a big thing. Again, if you're going to write something down, that's a big deal. I'd write down today. All right, mental toughness. It's an attitude. And you're the only one that can control it. Again, I think we got a pretty good idea of what we're talking about with that mental toughness. But how do I get better at being mentally tough? Mentally tough. How do I get back up when it hurts a little bit? Or how do I keep going when it's a little uncomfortable? And that's something that you've got to practice. Just like with anything. If I'm not good at the squat or the bench press or the power clean, what do I got to do to get better at it? I got to do it. I got to keep doing it. And when I do it, do I have to give great effort at it? I've got to give great effort every time I do it or I'm not going to get better. We talk about it all the time. We're out there doing form running. If you're not running as fast as you can, are you ever going to get faster? If I'm not giving great effort during form running, am I ever going to get better at doing that? No, that's important. So as you're going through these things, if we're going through speed weights, we're doing a workout, or we're outside doing some kind of a running thing where it's going to kind of get at you a little bit, you've got to get, I got to say, this is a test. I've got to go out here and I've got to get great effort at this thing because in the end, I need to get mentally tougher. So let's kind of go through stuff we're talking about here. I've got to do whatever it takes to reach my goals. When we start talking about mental toughness and what it means and all that kind of good stuff, all it is I've got to do everything that I can possibly do to reach the goals that I've set out for myself, okay? Has anybody in here set goals for yourself? Have you written them down? I know we've done it together, but do you remember what they were? All right, think about it. What are some of the things you put on there? Again, talking about athletics, well, I want to get my bench press up. I want to get my squat higher. I want to get my power clean higher. I want to get faster. All that kind of good stuff. So again, if you're not setting goals, and how am I going to attain it? How am I going to realize that I'm being more mentally tough, that I'm doing everything I can to get to those goals? That stuff's important. So you've got to have goals. You've got to set the right kind of attitude. Again, that's stuff that you can control. So again, if you're not setting goals for yourself and understanding what your weaknesses are, and that's something we don't always talk about. If you don't understand what my weakness is, I don't know what I've got to go attack. So if I'm not good, if I'm a slow guy, I promise you right now, I'll tell you how to be slow. Okay? So I know that's something I had to get better at. So I had to make a concentrated effort to try and get faster. How am I going to do that? I've got to give great effort at that all the time. So how do you improve mental toughness? We talk about it. You get a buzzword. You got to be mentally tough. You got to be mentally tough to play this game. You got to be mentally tough to do all this good stuff. How do you become more mentally tough? What can you do to do that? Anything.
What can we do?
What can you do?
Right.
What can you do personally to become more mentally tough? Fix your attitude. Okay, you got to understand who you are. So again, that's what I'll call it setting goals. Understanding what my strengths and weaknesses are. Understand who I am. So I've got to understand all that stuff about me, and it's really hard when you're 15, 16, 17 years old to know that stuff about me. Maybe you don't realize that I've got a weakness. Maybe you kind of do, but you don't pay attention to it, that I'm a procrastinator when it gets inside the building. I wait till the very last minute to do all my work. Is that a good thing? Is that something that a guy that wants to set goals and do all that and reach the utmost of my limit, is that something a guy like that's going to do? No. So you've got to be more mentally tough to understand that's a weakness of mine. So I've got to know that I've got to go and I've got to start these projects a little bit sooner. I've got to do my homework as soon as I get it so that I can get that done. If I want to get faster, I got to go to track. Even if I go to track and I get my butt smoked every day I go out there, I've still got to go out there and try and get better, right? It's not all about that. You got to, again, it's not about what those other guys are doing, guys. It's about what you're doing. What are the goals that I've set that I want to get done? Okay? So we want to set goals. I want to be aware of my weaknesses and strengths, all that kind of good stuff that we got to talk about, okay? You got to become resilient. What is resilient? What's that? It's a vocabulary term. What is that?
Like you battle through the, you come out of the battle.
There you go. Again, I've got my attitude set. I'm not fazed by it. I can battle through certain things, okay? So mentally tough guys are resilient. Doesn't matter what's happening. Doesn't matter what the last play was. Again, Coach Allen talked about last week, play the next play. Doesn't matter what happened back there. That's hard to do because you guys, again, if you start thinking about it, why do people have issues in a game? If I get beat on a deep pass or something like that, or I'm playing linebacker and that running back runs me over, why does some guys shut down after that? Okay, yeah, I got beat. But what makes me shut down on the next play? What are you feeling right now?
You're afraid.
I'm embarrassed. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm just, and again, the big thing with you guys being young is you get embarrassed. You start worrying about what the hell everybody else is thinking about. Oh man, everybody in the stands told me I run over, man. They're going to talk about me on Monday. Or I start thinking maybe I'm not really that good. It's just one play. Being resilient means that I can take that. I know, okay, listen, I was sitting on my heels a little bit when that guy ran into me. Maybe I didn't go attack the way I needed to go take the shot to that guy. I can fix that. Doesn't mean anything about me. Doesn't mean I'm not good. Doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing. Doesn't mean I can't play this game. Just means there's something I got to fix. Understand? That's being resilient. Understanding what I've got to do on the next play to go fix something that messed up on the next one. Or there was a good play. I just caught the big pass. Does that mean the next time I go out there I don't got to run as fast? Or I don't have to focus on the ball? No, that doesn't. So good and bad things are going to happen. Being resilient means I've got to go to the next play, fix or take what I did right and move on and just keep doing what I'm doing so I can play to the utmost of my ability. Okay? Believe in yourself and the team and the coaches and their plan. All right? That's hard. Believing in yourself. You say it's not. A lot of you guys have that false bravado where I think I'm really good or I might tell you that I'm really good, but you don't believe that. If you did, we wouldn't have any issue with mental toughness, right? If you truly believed in you and what you're capable of and that you're giving all the effort that you can give at all times, should we even be having this conversation? No. But it's not. Some of you guys don't know how to take when something bad happens. The guys up front aren't blocking and I got tackled for a 2-yard loss. You take that on yourself. What's my fault? No, it's a team thing. Everybody's got to work together so we can get that thing done. So we got to understand this. You got to trust it. Now, talking about trusting again, trust yourself. And you can't trust yourself if you're not giving all the effort you can give the entire week during practice or in the gym and all that good stuff, right? If I don't know in my head that I am as prepared as I can be, are you going to be confident? It's not going to happen. Okay? If you don't believe in your whole heart that everybody that's out there with you on offense or defense has given their whole effort all week and done as good as they can, are you going to be confident in the team? No, not really, because I know that guy was being lazy the other day. I know that's that guy. He doesn't really give a whole lot of effort, so I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust that guy. If we're all doing it, we can all have that trust. Now, there's one thing we miss sometimes when we talk about, do you guys trust your coaches? Do you really? So why, when I tell you to fix something, do you question it sometimes? Why do I tell you that we do a drop step on a pool and you really like to do the skip step and all of a sudden that's not a good thing? I don't know. Or I'm telling you to take a certain step on the inside zone and this is how I want you to do it. Well, that doesn't feel comfortable. Or when we got to do releases as a receiver, I don't know if I want to do this foot fire thing or keep my chest down. I want to do my own thing. Do you really trust us? That's important because if you trust us, it doesn't matter what defense we call, what offensive play we call. It doesn't matter. There's not a right or wrong defense or a right or wrong play if you believe in it. If you believe in everything I tell you, the play is going to work. You know what's going to happen? It's going to freaking work. It doesn't matter. Because you're going out there giving all the effort you can. You're doing the assignment the exact way that I told you to. And there's no way it can fail. You got me? That's important. I think a lot of times, again, once you start believing in yourself and you can believe the guys next to you, you've also got to believe in those guys that are kind of making some of the calls. You've got to see that. So when I'm telling you how to do something, we're telling you we're going to run this certain play, and you kind of got it down in your head that it may not work, you got to fix that right now. Okay, if you can fix that and get it in your head, this is going to work, and I'm going to make it work, this game becomes really, really easy. You guys got me? Kind of believe me on that? I hope you do, because that's a big thing. Guys, I've seen some teams that have done some stuff that have won state championships, lost in some state championships, and there is no good dang reason that they should have been there. If you look at talent and D1 guys, and we didn't have none of them, But they won because they believed in each other. They believed in the coaches. They believed in the play. It doesn't matter what it was. They believed in everything. And that stuff's important to being a mentally tough person. It's having trust and believing in all that, okay? Tough thinking. I'm going to finish up with this. You got to be a tough thinking guy. What thoughts do you allow in? Okay? We talked a little bit about personal thoughts, right? If you believe in yourself, you're not going to allow that internal demon in there to kind of tell you, I'm not good. I'm not that good. Man, this guy's a 4-star dude. I don't know if I can cover that dude. Oh, man, that back's really big. He's 230. I don't know if I can tackle him. All right, if you're truly confident in what you're able to do and your team that's with you, it doesn't matter what's against you. You guys can go out there and do it. That's, again, the thoughts that you've got to get out of your mind, okay? Parents, this is a hard one for me to tell you, but sometimes when you go home, do your parents ever go, why did you call that play? Why did that guy have you doing that? I don't know, man, maybe you're not playing in the right position. Maybe you should be the starting quarterback. Maybe you should be the running back. Why are they doing that? Man, I don't think y'all are running the right defense. You ever heard any of that at home? Guys, I'm telling you, it's going to happen, and you're going to hear that all the time. Are you allowing those thoughts to get in there? Are you, and instead of going, you know what? I believe in my coaches. I believe in my dudes that are with me, and we're going to go out and we're going to fight this thing, and we're going to find a way to win. Or am I going to allow those thoughts to kind of drift in there and start affecting you what I'm doing? And if you start kind of pushing all those things out of the outside influences, the stuff you hear from your buddies in there, all right, same thing. Man, you should be playing. You should be the dude going. I don't know why that guy's getting more carries than you. I don't understand. You got to start pushing that stuff out of there. Guys, that's not what it's about. It's about the team. And once you guys can start doing that tough thinking and push those personal thoughts out, start kind of getting everybody that's the bad influences out of the way, you start to become a really mentally tough person. I believe in myself. I can do all the things that I'm supposed to do. I trust what I'm trying to do, what we're trying to do here, what we're trying to accomplish. Guys, we can do something special. We don't have to have a bunch of D1 talent. If I got guys that believe, that are mentally tough, we're going to be pretty good. You guys got me? All right, if you believe in that, guys, again, just stick with us, stay with it. We're going to be pretty good.